Hey everyone, welcome to the Ekko full gameplay jungle tutorial. Before we start, let's first talk about his items and runes. Currently, this is the ideal setup and feel free to use this as your guide. For better understanding, I will explain the reason on why this is my build. Going to the items, the first item that we go for is Rod of Ages. Since Ekko is a scaling AP jungler, this would be an ideal item for him because not only does it make him a bit more tanky, it will also make his damage stronger as we go later into the game. Next item that we go for is Lich Bane. This stacks well with his third skill. If you're going for a third skill auto attack, your Lich Bane will automatically work. Very good synergy with his kit. Then another item that we go for would be the Ionian Stasis. This is really good for baiting the enemy team as well as buying time for your team to follow up on your damage. Another alternative for this would be the Proto Belt, wherein I only build this when I'm ahead in the game and I would like to snowball my lead with the help of the third plus Proto Belt. Your dashes will go a lot faster, wherein you could easily reach the enemy carries. After this would be the Rabadon's Death Cap. Increases our damage, our shields, as well as our healing on our ultimate. Good all around. This is where our burst will power spike and possibly one-shot the enemy carries. After this, people will start building MR. They realize Ekko is kind of strong, so we go for the Void Staff in order to get that additional magic penetration, which is really good for Ekko. Then for the last item, I would go for a defensive item that also gives some AP. Banshee's Veil is perfect for Ekko since not only does it give AP, which makes your damage stronger, it also gives you magic resist to prevent bursts from happening, as well as a spell shield to prevent you from getting crowd controlled when you go in a team fight. Then we go to the items. I would go for Electrocute. We would want to maximize his burst potential, and Electrocute does this best. After this, we would go Gathering Storm. Since we're a scaling assassin jungler, this would be best used for our power spike. Then for the Resolve Rune, Hunter Titan, if they have a lot of crowd control, just in case you get CC'd, you would still be able to sustain their damage. Another alternative would be Nullifying Orb if they don't have any crowd control to make you a bit more tankier and last longer in a team fight. Then the last one we would go for is the Hunter Genius. Cooldown reduction is really important for him because his skills have quite a low cooldown, and cooldown reduction would help him have a faster rotation of spells. And that is it for my items and runes, and with that, I will see you guys in game. Going to the game, this role teaches the tips and tricks, do's and don'ts, and advantages and disadvantages of Jungle Ekko. In this matchup, we are currently up against Jungle Riven. In an Ekko vs Riven matchup, this is highly favorable towards the Riven in the early stages of the game, as well as going in 1v1 duels. So what we want to do is try to dodge the Riven as much as possible and try to be more impactful in team fights. Here I do the level 1 control ward trick where I ward behind my red, immediately recall, and switch to my yellow trinket. So what this does, it denies potential invades because Ekko has one of the worst early level clears as a jungler, even though he was buffed in the recent patch. The clear that I do here is the red side clear, wherein I start my red buff, go to my Krugs, then to the Raptors, then flex depending on where the opponent would go. So since Ekko has a really weak early game as compared to other meta junglers, we would want to dodge the matchup as much as possible unless we have favorable lanes. So when clearing my red, you always want to auto attack before using your first skill, and the things that you want when clearing are to use your passive as much as possible, which is the 3 hits, as well as hitting your first skill onto the camps. So while clearing my Krugs, I'm checking what's happening to the lanes. Top lane is even, mid lane is a bit favored towards the Irelia, bot lane is even as well. So when clearing my camps, there's nothing much that you need to do. Just use your second skill to stun the camps, as well. It will also give you a shield, and then your 3-hit passive will have additional damage to monsters as well as a slight move speed advantage. I hit the scrying just to check where they are. I see that Irelia flash. If they try to dive, I would be able to help her. The Riven decides not to. After clearing the Raptors, I see that she goes bot. Irelia wants to try and help, so I try to go for the contest. Even though I'm weak in 1v1 duels, my Irelia is able to help me. My second skill doesn't hit, so we disengage instead. Annie's already there, and see how weak we are. It's a 2v1, but we almost lost. Luckily, Annie wasn't able to come on time. So Riven goes to the bot scut, I go to the top scut, I have top side priority. We secure the scuttler. I see another dive in the mid side. Riven flashes in since Irelia has no more flash. They get the first blood, Annie's low HP. We get a kill onto the Annie. Riven is very low as well, so I go for the flash, smite, but she's still at 1 HP. Jace goes for the chase. I could have killed her because I had my third skill up, but Jace used the flash. It's okay. It's a 2-for-1 exchange, and this is favorable for us since we're also able to get double Scott as well. So what Ekko needs is a good early game. As an assassin jungler, you always would want to have a decent early game. I wore the blue buff just in case Riven comes and I would know where she would be. I haven't seen her hit, most probably in the wolves. Jace has no mana. I tried to go for a counter gank just in case. I decide to clear the wave because Jace has no more flash, he has no more mana, and Camille might get the Jace down. So recalling, I put a second skill just in case Camille wants to go in. I predict correctly. We punish the Camille. She goes down. Riven goes for the help. Jace is 1 HP. I have my ultimate right now. She wants to probably kill the Jace. Jace does a good move, buying a lot of time for us. I have no damage since Ekko has really no damage early game. Once I'm level 6, I have my ultimate. My first skill is able to get the Riven down. I use my second skill for the additional shield. I dodge the Annie first skill. I get a shield. My first skill goes back. Irelia comes for the rescue, and we get a clean 3-for-1 exchange. Beautiful start for our team. First back, we're able to get a Rod of Ages. The reason why I get Rod of Ages instead of Ludens or Lichbane is that the extra HP that it gives is super crucial when playing Ekko. Not only does it help with Annie's burst, it also helps with scaling and lasting longer in team fight. So there are two champions that I need to worry out. It's Camille and Annie, because Annie can easily burst me. Since I have my Roa, she wouldn't be able to burst me anymore. And Camille, since her ulti could stop my ulti from coming back to my clone. So Camille kinda counters us a bit, but once we're able to complete our stasis, it wouldn't matter as much. So after my first clear, my second clear is a lot faster. So Ekko's initial clear is always super slow, but once you're able to get items, it will become a lot faster. I go for a gank mid. I know that Annie has no more flash and ulti. I get a beautiful stun onto her. Irelia is able to follow up, even though she has ulti. She's able to eat the fruits, 1 HP. I'm not able to get her down. Unluckily, my passive procs, I'm able to get additional move speed. I go back because Irelia stuns hit. Lulu ulti the Riven. I see that Riven wants to engage. I use a second skill to predict where the Riven will go. Beautiful stun again. To get a 2-man stun. We get the Lulu down as well. Jhin snipes the Annie. We kite really well. And another clean 3-for-none exchange. And this is what's the most underrated thing about Ekko is his stun. It's very game-breaking when used correctly, as seen in the previous team fights, wherein I'm able to turn the fight because of a good second skill. Both sides, Jace falls down. Dragon is up. I'm quite confident that we could contest it due to the very good early game that we have. Even though Jhin is going back, I'm assuming that Riven would go for the Scuttler instead, since Jace is down as well. So Annie has no ulti. She used it earlier, and I saw her passing bot side, which means that they are going for the Rift Herald trade. So Dragon is really good because it gives us additional tankiness, and Dragon is also bad for us because if we give the opponent Mountain Dragon, they'll be a bit more tanky, which is bad for assassins because we rely on bursting the enemy in one combo. So after clearing the blue, I tried to check where I could go. I accidentally third skilled too far. I know that they want to go for the bot side, so I go for the top side trade instead. Saya and Lulu are both low. I have my second skill to block their escape, just in case they go there. Saya goes under the tower, so we get her down. Lulu flashes, Jhin does a great snare, and we take her down as well. So it's a clean double kill, and possibly first tower for us. Looking at the bot side, there's a fight coming. Since they know that I'm top side, they'll be a lot more confident. It's a 3v2 bot lane. Even though they're able to get the Jace, we win the trade overall because not only do we get the first tower, we get 2 kills as well. So once I recall, I see that there's still a fight bot side. I try to salvage what's left. Rift Herald will be able to take down our tower, but it's okay. We have already won the map. I see that Riven is on the trucks. Someone's able to TP. I decide against chasing because it's already too far. Riven tries to get the Scud. I contest the Scud. Does a great dash into the blue buff. I don't predict it correctly. So we get the Scuttler instead. So I predict that Riven will try to go for the Grump. That's why I go dash on the Grump. She's able to take the Grump. Camille tries to contest. I have my second skill just in case she chases. I have my ultimate as well. She decides against it. I see that bot lane is almost down. So I ping the Irelia. And lo and behold, they're still here. I go for the burst onto the Riven. We get her down. Camille is down low as well. The tower is gone. My stun doesn't hit, but it's okay because my team is able to help. Camille gets a hook shot away. And it's worth because we're able to get Riven and a tower. So Ekko's basic combo is third skill, first skill, auto. Well, actually, Ekko's basic combo is second skill, third skill, first skill, auto. You want to cast your first skill as soon as possible for the stronger burst because the farther your first skill goes, the faster the burst will be when going back. Because if it's at the end, the burst will immediately have 2 procs, which will trigger your passive as well as additional damage. So what you want to do with Ekko is try to proc your passive as fast as possible, which is getting the 3 hits. Because not only will it make you more mobile, it will also have a significant burst on the opponent. So you want to hit as much opponents as possible with your first skill, with going forward and going back. So both parts of your first skill are very important and is essential when bursting down targets. So after clearing my buff, I see that there's a fight mid. I immediately go for the mid side. Good initiate by Karma. Another good initiate by Irelia. So I go in with the second skill. I flash in. I stun 2 targets. Take down the Annie. We're able to take down the Saya as well. So this goes to show how strong Ekko's utility is in team fights. Even though I'm kind of weak in the 1v1 duels, if I'm able to use my skills properly in a team fight, it's gonna be worth it. So one thing about Ekko is that he is a scaling AP assassin, wherein you're actually weak in the early game, but once you get 3 items, then your power spike will, your damage will grow exponentially and will reach a point where you would be able to one-shot the enemy carry. So similar to Evelyn, but Ekko is a bit more flexible because you have a lot more utility in your kit. So here Herald spawned, I use my second skill. I try to look for the chase. I back off instead. And another thing that's good about Ekko is once you reach the late game, then your ultimate will be at a 25 to 30 second cooldown, and it's something that you could abuse in order to poke the opponent. Especially when you have blue buff. Level 3 Ekko ultimate plus blue buff, which gives ultimate haste, will make your you would be able to ulti every creep wave and poke the opponent. So that's how strong Ekko is once it goes to the later stages of the game. So here I try to look for the bait. Dragon is spawning soon. Looking for people that are out of position. We have a good ward mid. We have an idea where they all are. They also have a good ward in the top side as well, so they see me. I wouldn't be able to catch them price. I go for the dragon instead. Seeing all of their positions, they're not in position to contest the dragon. They would probably give it instead and would go for the bot lane trade since we're all at the dragon. So we see the Camille in the minimap. Riven is also at the bot side. They're looking for a trade, which is the right decision for them. They're trying to get my bot camps. I'm out of position, so I'm stuck clearing my camps on the top side. I should have went bot, but it's okay since we're ahead in the game. So as you can see, Ekko's clear is really fast. Irelia gets a catch on the Riven. We take her down and have more priority in the map. I would want to use my Herald mid, but my team is at the bot side, so I go for my blue buff instead and try to get my key items as fast as possible. So Ekko's power spike happens when you have Roa plus Lichbane plus Rabadon. That's when you're plus level 13, and that's when Ekko will be truly strong. So Saya, I assume that she's recalling the bush. I use my second skill to get the trap. I get the Lulu instead because she's a lot squishier. She uses the ultimate on the Saya, which is a bad mistake. Even though she's flash, I have my third skill to catch him down. I had to use my ulti because my HP was really low. I get the shield from my second skill. So even though my second skill doesn't hit, the shield is really still big. I have my third skill again. I juke the Riven. I hit the plant for the fruits. I dodge the Riven ultimate. I use my second skill for the additional shield, but Annie's burst is a bit big. and Riven is able to chase me down. I should have flashed right after my stasis instead of using my second skill, so I could dodge Annie's stunts. Because if I dodged Annie's Tibbers, I would have been able to outplay them both. But it's okay, because if you look at the map, their bot lane inhibitor is already down, and it was a 3v5 on the top side, without the Jace and Irelia, which are both carries. So, I gave a bit of gold to the opponent, but in terms of map, we're able to get a lot. So when you're spawning, I'm just checking all the gold. I don't have my Rabadon yet. My Herald is still up, but it's almost expiring. So what I'm thinking is that I would want to use it on the next objective, which is probably Baron or somewhere where it could bump since we're able to get the bot inhibitor. So what I want to do is probably use it bot or top and try to get 2 inhibitors down. So now I have my Rabadon, and this is where Ekko's power spike begins. So the reason why I want to farm my wolves is that I want to get my level 13 before anything happens, but my team already engaged mid. They're able to take down the Saya, which is good for them, and they're kind of low. So I go for the backup. I use my second skill, try to trap them for a stun. My third skill doesn't reach the Riven, so I go for the Camille instead. Look for the Annie. I don't have flash yet, so I'm not able to chase her down. This is when I use my Herald because there are 2 targets down. I see that Riven is trying to contest. I use my second skill just in case. Since I have my Rabadon, look at my burst. I instantly burst the Riven. Lulu goes down as well. And look at the damage on the Nexus. Bang! Lich Bane plus Rabadon instantly melts the Nexus. Saya doesn't even get a chance to defend, and we win the game. So that's a clean victory for us. And hopefully you guys enjoyed how we played Jungle Ekko. The only thing that I haven't touched yet is how to use the ultimate efficiently, but as much as possible, when you use the ultimate, you would always want to hit a target. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Before I go, there are 3 tips I would like to share with you when playing Jungle Ekko. The first is when to use the champion. Ekko is best used if there are no other AP champions in your team. The reason is that the more AP there is, the higher the chance the opponent will build magic resist, which will counter Ekko's burst. My second tip is farming. As stated earlier, Ekko is a scaling AP jungler, similar to Evelynn, who needs items before becoming effective. Focus on farming efficiently, and once you get your 3-item power spike, it's time to carry those team fights. My third tip is skill usage. Always try to predict where the opponent will go to be able to use your second skill efficiently. Not only does it give a stun, you will also get a lot of shield, so its placement is really important into winning team fights. Another key skill is his ultimate. What people don't realize is that the damage of his ultimate is high and is something that should be used for damage rather than escaping. And that is it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe in order to see more content. Feel free to leave a comment if I missed anything and what champion you would like to see next. Thanks for watching. Ciao ciao.